So we're going to start off. The first question is keywords. What are they? What does it mean? You know, and what do you do about it? So keywords relate to SEO, which is search engine optimization, how you appear in the search engine. So I'm going to use Google because that's the biggest throughout the world. So a keyword is what would somebody type in to Google in order to find your particular service. So they might type osteopath in Blackpool, or they might type help with fears and phobias, or help with fear of flying, or whatever it is. You know, there's certain things that people would type into Google in order to find your service. Those things, those short sentences or those short words, is what we call keywords. And what you do is you create an Excel spreadsheet with all the things that you want to rank for. So what things do you want Google to say, bring my website or my blog or my content up with these keywords? And there's loads. You want to come up with loads and loads of different variations of those words. So for example, workplace well-being, workplace workshops, workplace programs, well-being programs, they could all be keywords for your particular content or your particular site. So once you've got your Excel spreadsheet of all your different keywords, how are you going to use them? Now, there are companies that do this, wonderful people who are fantastic at SEO. So if you're struggling with this and you want somebody to help you, you can pay for somebody to come in and help you. But I do quite a lot of it myself, and there are certainly lots of things that you can do yourself. So this is the back end of my website, so my Refreshed Minds website. I use WordPress for mine, so what you're going to see in this particular AMA will be on WordPress, because that's what I use. But every site uses keywords because it's what Google uses. So you'll have something similar, or you can do something similar on your website. Okay, so for my Refreshed Minds website, I've got relief and recovery from anxiety, relief, recovery, chronic pain, relief, recovery, stress, illness. So all of that, those kind of juicy words are in my title. But you'll see them as you go down the website mentioned a few times. Now the idea really is to have them on your pages sort of two or three, 4 times. So here we've got anxiety treatments. I could just put anxiety as that title. But anxiety treatments is better in terms of keywords, because it's more likely that someone is going to type anxiety treatments into Google than they are just to type anxiety. So they appear here again, and then they appear again further down. In here, I've got them again in terms of the various keywords that I use, and then at the bottom of the page we've got them here at the bottom: anxiety treatment, stress solutions, those sorts of things. So the idea is then, the first thing that you want to do is you want to use your keywords for sort of 3 or 4 times on your page. And the other thing that you want to be aware of is that the hierarchy of your website, so the hierarchy, where your keywords fit, the higher up the hierarchy they are, the more that Google references them as being important. So for example, your pages up here are the highest in your hierarchy. So I've again anxiety treatments, chronic pain solutions, stress illness therapy there, and then your headings is the next. So they class this heading as a H1, which is the highest level of heading that you can have, which is here, and here you've got H2. So they're your subtitles, and then after that you've got your text. So depending on the hierarchy of your website, the keywords at the different hierarchies is something else that you can play with. So that's in terms of the writing, the actual copy on the page. You also have the opportunity in the back end, just mind my head, so I have something called Yoast Plugin, which helps with SEO. So you have SEO settings in the back end of your website which you can use, and what that does is on each of my pages and my posts it gives me an idea of some of the things, some like suggestions in terms of keywords and SEO and things like that. So if I go to a blog post, just pick this top one, how stress affects your fear. Again, you want your blog post titles to have some keywords in. But then if you scroll down, and again, this is WordPress, so yours might be different, but we have a Yoast here, and it says key phrase. So then I decide what that key phrase is going to be, and that's again picked from my Excel spreadsheet of keywords. I also want that in my little snippet here. So how stress affects fear is something that's one of the keywords for mine. So how stress affects fear is there. And then it will give you some analysis to say, you know, where's the key phrase and what has this particular blog got in it that's in relation to that key phrase. So you can see here, is the key phrase in the title, is the key phrase in that little snippet, in the, you know, those sorts of things, is the key phrase in the introduction. And Yoast doesn't change how you appear on Google, it just gives you some suggestions in terms of what you could do to make this more kind of SEO friendly, if you like. So it helps you along the way. So I hope that helps in terms of keywords and what they mean and how you could actually use them, and the sorts of things that you can do. The idea is to decide on all of the different keywords that you could appear for that are relevant, write them all in an Excel spreadsheet, and then use them as much as you can in various levels and documents and pages and posts on your website, so that then you can rank higher in Google. Please don't keyword stuff your website, so don't end up with like it said over and over and over and over and over. You want it to sound good when a real person is reading it and not be too, you know, repetitive in terms of saying those words. So don't overstuff those words into your pages or posts, but do be mindful of them and how you can use them.